What if I told you that a billionaire started with nothing, no wealth, no powerful connections, but built an empire worth billions? Kenneth Langone, co-founder of Home Depot, grew up in a working-class family, yet he mastered 3 powerful strategies that turned him into a billionaire. What did he do differently? And more importantly, how can you apply these same strategies to grow your wealth? Most people think you need luck or privilege to become rich. That's a lie. Langone proved that strategy, persistence, and the right mindset are what truly matter. Stick around because today, I'll break down the 3 exact strategies that took him from a poor kid to a billionaire. And by the end of this video, you'll know how to use them in your own life. Let's get started. Kenneth Langone wasn't born into money. He was the son of a plumber and a cafeteria worker, growing up in a modest home in Roslyn Heights, New York. His family struggled financially, but his parents always instilled in him the value of hard work. Unlike many billionaires who started with some level of privilege, Langone had to fight for every opportunity. He worked multiple jobs to put himself through college, including digging ditches and delivering newspapers. He wasn't a top student, but what he lacked in academic excellence, he made up for with relentless determination. After graduating, Langone knew that the world of finance was where the real money was. But there was one problem. He had no connections, no insider access. He applied for jobs at investment banks but was repeatedly turned down. No one wanted to take a chance on him. But instead of giving up, he found a way in through sheer persistence. Eventually, he landed a position at a small investment firm, and that's where he learned the art of deal-making. Langone's big break came when he recognized the potential of 2 entrepreneurs, Bernie Marcus and Arthur Blank. They had just been fired from a home improvement company and had an ambitious idea: a massive home improvement warehouse that could revolutionize the industry. But they had no money, no investors. That's where Langone stepped in. He leveraged every connection he had to raise the capital needed to launch what would become Home Depot. The rest is history. Home Depot exploded into a billion-dollar empire, making Langone one of the wealthiest men in America. So, what were the key strategies that took him from struggling to billionaire status? Let's break them down. The first strategy Langone mastered was strategic networking. People often misunderstand networking, thinking it's just about meeting people and handing out business cards. But the real power of networking is about building high-value relationships. Relationships that open doors and create opportunities that money alone can't buy. Langone didn't just meet people. He cultivated relationships with the right people, mentors, investors, and business leaders who could help him reach the next level. When he was raising money for Home Depot, he didn't just go to random investors. He went to the people who had the power to change everything. He leveraged every ounce of his credibility and trust to convince them that Home Depot was a winning bet. And that's a lesson for anyone trying to build wealth. Your network is your net worth. The right connections can fast-track your success in ways that working harder alone never will. So, how can you apply this? First, stop networking aimlessly. Focus on relationships that bring mutual value. Find mentors, join business groups, connect with people who are where you want to be. The more valuable your network, the more opportunities will come your way. The second strategy Langone used was the ability to see opportunities where others don't. Most people follow the crowd, waiting for validation before making a move. Langone, on the other hand, had a talent for spotting undervalued opportunities before they became obvious. Take Home Depot as an example. When he met Bernie Marcus and Arthur Blank, most investors saw 2 guys who had just been fired. Langone saw 2 visionary entrepreneurs with an idea that could disrupt the entire home improvement industry. He didn't wait for other investors to confirm it was a good bet. He trusted his judgment and made a bold move before anyone else. This is a skill that separates ordinary investors from billionaires. The best opportunities are often hidden in plain sight, but most people don't recognize them because they're afraid to think differently. So how do you train yourself to spot opportunities? First, study trends before they become mainstream. Look at emerging industries, pay attention to shifts in consumer behavior, and don't be afraid to question conventional wisdom. Second, learn to trust your instincts. If you see an opportunity that others ignore, don't be afraid to act on it. The third strategy, the one that truly set Langone apart, is an unbreakable mindset and extreme persistence. If there's one thing that defines billionaires, it's their ability to keep going, no matter how many obstacles they face. Most people quit after a few failures. Langone, he relentlessly pursued his goals until he won. When he was trying to raise money for Home Depot, he got rejection after rejection. Most investors thought the idea was too risky. But Langone didn't back down. He kept pitching, kept negotiating, kept pushing forward. Eventually, he made it happen because he refused to take no for an answer. This level of persistence is rare. Most people give up at the first sign of difficulty. They hear no and assume it means never. But the truth is, most big opportunities only come to those who are willing to fight for them. So how can you build this kind of mindset? First, develop a tolerance for rejection. Realize that setbacks are just part of the process. Second, train yourself to think long-term. Winners don't quit when things get hard. They adjust and keep going. So let's recap. Strategy number 1. Networking like a billionaire. Your network is your greatest asset. Strategy number 2. Seeing opportunities before they become obvious. Trust your judgment and take action. Strategy number 3. Unbreakable persistence. Never accept failure as the final answer. Kenneth Langone didn't come from money. He built his empire with strategy, vision, and sheer determination. And that's the biggest lesson. Wealth isn't about where you start, it's about the moves you make. So here's my question for you. Which of these strategies do you need to work on the most? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you found this video valuable, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Because the truth is, if Langone could do it, so can you. But only if you're willing to take action. See you in the next video.